Howdy and hey, and what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing very well today. I'm in here hanging on by the skin of my teeth, making sure that all my levels are right. Look at that. The chat viewer doesn't even want to view the chat. What a load of junk. Look at this. I'm going to get rid of this. I knew this thing wouldn't work. Anyway, you see this little thing on the screen right here? Deletion. Well, deletion. Deletion. There we go. All right. All right. So, taking care of some housekeeping here. That chat viewer isn't worth a crap. All right, what's up? What's up? HVAC Residential Basics. He's first. He was correct. He says he was first. That you are correct. Everything HVAC Aura. What's up, Zach? What's up? Everything HVAC Aura, which I'm 99% chance your name is Steven. And I'm almost positive about that, and I hope I am correct. Brandon Brenny, whose name I want to say is Brandon Benny, and he keeps misspelling it forever. Dustin Weber says, my boy. What's up, Dustin? Dustin Weber also says, just got done servicing a 22-year-old Ream. Well, that's older than some of the technicians out there. So 22-year-old Ream, that puts it into that sweet spot, that perfect Ream, that wonderful Ream that is the Ream, that is a boxy Ream. We just take the door off and all the stuff's right there. It's easy to find. HVAC guys says, what are we talking about today? I don't know. I always find out in the middle of it what we're talking about. I don't know. It kind of comes to me like a vision or premonition. Well, not a premonition, or would already had it. A vision. I'm waiting for it. It hasn't happened yet. I got a box from Yellow Jacket. We're going to open up and we're going to try to use more than one camera. So expect failure. Expect failure in the very soon to happen area. Justin Weber says, I'll be here all night on call. All right. I blew up the chat on my end. You guys can't see it. I blew up the chat to about 1 million times larger so I can actually read it. Because I am getting older, guys. I'm 43 years old. And for many cultures, that is the twilight years where they send you out to pasture and then expect you not to return. That's where I'm at here. Here, let me turn this up a little bit right here. Let me see. That's a little bit better. All right, good deal. All right, I think I have that perfect. All right, yeah, I got a box in the mail. I figured I'd do a little live stream here. I was sitting in the shop doing a little bit of that and doing a little bit of this and just kind of building some stuff for Christmas. And yeah, I know. I'm just kidding around. 43, I feel pretty good, you know. 43 is not that bad. I don't really see a difference between 43, 38, 35, really. Maybe, you know, the biggest difference, I'll tell you the biggest difference for me is right here, my hand. And I do a lot of stuff with power tools. I do a lot of stuff with like painting things. And it's just my hand has been the biggest difficulty because of right here. I'm pointing at my elbow. If you're watching a podcast, I'll try to do this. Because I have a thing called a cubital tunnel problem. You know, there's carpal tunnel, then cubital tunnels in like your elbow, and it causes my hand to go numb. So if I keep doing the same, like painting for like an hour or something, I'll end up dropping the brush or something because my hand will go numb and it sucks. Brandon says, probably in better shape than you. I don't know about that, man. You're pretty spry. I can tell on the phone. You know, you're from Wisconsin. All that cheese is fattening. I'll just be honest with you. Stop eating cheese and drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon or whatever y'all drink up there. And I didn't mean Wisconsin. It's Minnesota, right? Where's it, Wisconsin? Now I can't remember all of a sudden. Curtis says, I'm 30, and yeah, the years go by fast and make you feel old. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel old at all, really. I feel pretty good. I'm in better shape than I was 10 years ago. So even with packing a few more pounds back on, still way better shape than I was in. I can't run. I used to run every day, and now we have so much going on, it's hard to run, man. From Minnesota, live in Wisconsin. See, that's why it's so confusing, Brandon, because all these states come into play. It's like you're in the states where they say, oh, hey, oh. That's how they talk. That's all I know. It's part of the country where they say, oh, oh. That's what they sound like. I'm sorry. So I'm going to try to do this, man. I can take these things off. I don't need to have these on to do the show. I just, like to know that it's actually working. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to turn on the other camera so I can open this box here and we can look at this illustrious yellow jacket stuff. Actually, it ain't very sexy this time, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. Oh, look. Hey, there's the other side of the room. Wait a second. That's my churches and stuff. Look at that over there. That's the stuff I've been building for people in my spare time there. Look at that. There's churches and turkeys, and there's a Ryobi nail gun. This is what happens when you live like me. I'm going to turn this around. Here we go. Whoa, that's the actual area I was trying to go into right there. There we are. That's better. For some reason, I just didn't get that right. So I'm going to switch mics. I hope this works well. It's going to sound a little bit different, but I hope it works well, and I hope the chat's big enough where I can actually see it. Probably not. It's going to have to be pretty big for me to actually see it. Yeah, I can sort of see it a little bit. All right. So I got this in the mail from Yellow Jacket, and I thought we'd do a little video here, see what's in the box. And useless stuff. So first they had this thing, and it's the man cover 49095. The man cover right there. We'll take it out of the bag here in just a second. It is manifold protection. So remember, don't go out there without protection, guys. Manifold protection, that is. Get your mind out of the gutter. Man cover protects the Titan, Brute, Brute 2, and Series 41 manifolds and many other manifolds. So they're kind of saying that if you have another brand, it's cool. You can still use this. People will think that you bought a Yellow Jacket one. The other thing is we have, and I'll actually walk up to the camera a little bit because you can't see some of this stuff. Here we go. So here we go. We have a flare gauge. They have a flare gauge. I'll take it out of the bag. What's up, Raw Mesa? How's it going? All right, so here's the Yellow Jacket flare sizing gauge. And this part number is, oh geez, 60297 flare sizing gauge. And it actually gives you the recommended torque on the back as well, which I think is pretty sweet. So whenever you're having to do those flares and you're using your torque wrench like you're supposed to, guys, supposed to be using your torque wrench, you can look at this. And just for reference here, we have 3/4 inch, 88 foot-pounds, or 119 Newton meters if you're anywhere outside of the United States. And we have for 5/8 is 55 foot-pounds and 75 Newton meters. For 1/2 inch, it's 35 foot-pounds and 48 Newton meters. 3/8 goes down to 25 foot-pounds, 5/16, 16, and 1/4 inch is a measly 10 foot-pounds. So it's good to have this to remember, because I know that I will never remember if I don't have this. And of course, this, if you look inside of it, there's little ridges, and the little ridges stop your flare from passing through. So if your flare goes all the way through, you know it's too small. If it doesn't go in at all, you know it's too large. And there's also tubing diameters here at the bottom as well. So 1/4 inch all the way to 3/4. Quick check and see what size tubing that you have. So that's pretty cool. So this is the 60297. And this right here is the Yellow Jacket man cover. Man cover. I don't name these things. I'll tell you that much right now. So this is the man cover. And I made a joke about protection, and those are also called the man cover. All right, I'm just kidding around here. So let's open it up. Let's open up our Christmas presents, guys. Because you know one of you guys will end up with this thing, right? Because, I mean, I don't need it. So we'll end up giving it away. It even comes with 2 pieces of cardboard, guys. You need to start a fire. I love fire. You know, not when it's my house, but when it's other stuff. So this is the Yellow Jacket man cover. And there's a little slot in the top for your hook to go through. And you just put it over your gauges to keep them safe in the rain. I do not know how much they sell these things for. I really don't. And I'm not going to speculate because I'll be wildly wrong, I'm sure, and someone will get ticked off at me. So this is the man cover, and the part number on this is, let's see. What is it? 49095. 49095. Dustin Weber says, I'll give you $10 as a super chat if you send me that cardboard. Dustin Weber, you give me that super chat, you will get this cardboard. If I did, yes. Dustin, I will give you this cardboard if you super chat, because I would like to start a fire with this or use this to pack up a turkey to mail because I'm making these pallet wood turkeys. I love woodworking. Hey guys, you look around here, you can probably see this stuff. I don't know if you can see this stuff or not. We can take a little tour. But you want the cardboard, I'll wrap this cardboard in other cardboard and send it to you. I just need that super chat. I need that super chat, Justin. I would super send it. Absolutely. Watch this. What's up, guys? All right. So this is the shop. There's a light right there. My little computer corner. And over there, I got a battery-powered table saw from not Milwaukee. And I have a miter saw right there. And over here, got the old router and the belt sander. And what I did, guys, I used my ingenuity to run some PVC up high here. That's vacuum lines that runs back to my little dust collector. And there's my chargers and all that good stuff. And over here, you can see the belt sander. And there's a little air compressor and a pin nailer. So, yeah. I love woodworking. I do it a lot now. In fact, I have a little side gig where I do woodworking because when it comes to the end of the year, you know, we need a little extra money for Christmas and need a little extra money just to have extra money. So I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, do a little bit of woodworking. And it's very cathartic. I enjoy it. I like it. Even the painting stuff. I found that the painting stuff and those tedious tasks, I know why they make those adult coloring books now. At first, I said, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, an adult coloring book. I know why they make them now. It's because that it is so relaxing. It's great. I like it a lot. So those are the two new products from Yellow Jacket, guys. The man cover. Again, I don't name this stuff. And the flare gauge. The flare gauge is pretty cool. I didn't realize it till I started the show here that it had the torque specs on the back. I think that's pretty awesome to have around. So if you have any flaring tool, whether it be one of Yellow Jackets or the NAVAC or something we've talked about in the past, you use this flaring gauge. I think the NAVAC comes with a flaring gauge, but I don't remember if it has it written on there or not. And of course, the man cover. Won't fit me, you know what I'm saying? Ha ha, just kidding. All right. Well, so, and let me turn that off. Oh, let me turn that off. Okay. So I can turn back the other microphone. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I definitely enjoy getting on here and talking to you guys. I know that new stuff came in here. I don't have any Bible lessons prepared, but man, we could dive into one. Man, no woodworking allowed. We service calls for you to run, sir. I'll pass on that, but thank you. I appreciate those service calls, and you can keep them, sir. I've probably run my last service call unless my unit breaks. It's not letting me send it. Oh, sure, Dustin. Sure. No super chat. Sure. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I didn't monetize the stream. It's completely possible. They didn't monetize it. So I'm sure it's my fault. I'm just kidding with you. But yeah, I had some new stuff that I was going to share with you guys. And I don't know if I'll be able to find it fast enough, but I will dang sure try. Let's see. I don't know if the chat will disappear or not when I do this. I had like some cool stuff that they had sent me every day. They send me news about HVAC, and I know that Field Piece had released their list, but I think we already went over the Field Piece list about what they do is, oh my gosh, they had their list of heating tools, and they were all Field Piece, which I thought was really self-serving. Let me see if I can find this news. I had some cool new stuff for you guys. They invented a new refrigerant or something, and not invented. They made one. Like the Blue On guys. I just, where's this stuff been all my life? So I'm trying to find where I emailed myself the information. Oh, geez, I don't know. But yeah, someone invented a new refrigerant. I'm sure it's flammable because you can't make a new one without it being flammable. It has to be flammable and has to explode. It has to guarantee to explode your technicians. That is what it has to have. And I'm sure that's what it is. I know it's an HFO blend. For those of you who are like, what's an HFO blend, Zach? Tell us more. Okay, I will. Hydrofluoroolefin. I want to make sure I say that correctly. Probably didn't anyway. Hydrofluoroolefin. What it was described to me as, and I talked to Abjit about this and read a little bit about it, it is an unstable, not meaning it's going to blow up, but just it's not as tight molecularly as some of the other refrigerants. So it wants to kind of come apart. This is where you get your 1, 2, 3, 4 YFs and YZs and ZEs and all that stuff. Those are HFOs. The reason why they want to use them is because they're lower GWP. All this is about lowering the GWP. You know, if this stuff doesn't leak, then the GWP don't matter. Man, Brandon says, we just got to hear from the book of Maccabees yesterday at church. That's not in the Bible, but no, it's not. I don't have the Gospel of Thomas or the rest of the Apocrypha either, but I did have a Bible at one point that had the Apocrypha in it, which is the dubious books, the books that were in doubt. There's several books like the book of Enoch and the Gospel of Thomas. I don't know if the Gospel of Thomas is in the Apocrypha, but I think the book of Enoch is. So they have these other books, and they actually reference those books in the Bible. Some are the people in the Bible. So, you know, you can read about Enoch. But I digress. So they're making more refrigerants out there. The fact that they have multiple refrigerants now is horrible. It is a horrible thing. I feel for you guys who had to go out there and say half the units. And it's not just the fact that these are replacement refrigerants. It's the fact that these are new refrigerants. So R32, I mean, R32 is probably the best choice, right? Am I right? It's one refrigerant. It's not a blend. It's just one refrigerant. You could put gas in as gas, I think. I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm pretty sure you could put it in as gas and you would be just fine. And Mitsubishi's use that. I think Ralph actually just released a video for those of you interested. Ralph just released a video teaching about mini splits. So if you want to learn more about mini splits, go over to TNN Services YouTube channel and you'll find more information about that. If I had more time, I would link it over there to you, but I do not. And I don't know how to find it fast enough. So I should say that this video is sponsored by, I don't have to say Yellow Jacket now because we did all the Yellow Jacket stuff, but it is NAVAC as well. NAVAC has their new battery-powered tools, like their battery-powered flaring tool that I referred to. Very nice. Battery-powered swaging tool, which is in here, which maybe next time we'll break it out and use it a little bit, and you guys can see how it works and see if you want it or not. Battery-powered flaring tool, battery-powered vacuum pumps, which I already tested those. Those are great. I love those. We have Company Cam, organizing all of your company photos into one small, cozy internet area where all of your company can commune around them and be totally interconnected perfectly. CompanyCam.com. EWC, zoning supplies that are the best, that I have them in my house right over there. EWC, forced air zoning products, your zone dampers, zone boards, all that good stuff. They make thermostats. They have all sorts of relays for different types of systems, outside air systems. So you're good to go. EWCcontrols.com and you will find it. Brandon says, we know what's the best. It's 22. You better believe it, bro. Bring back 22. Make 22 great again. That's what they say, right? Got to bring back the 22. Why don't we have 22 for people that are new? We don't have 22 because it has, it's HCFC. It depletes the ozone layer. That's why they don't want it. It depletes. I think the ozone layer is repaired now, so we can go back to it and maybe damage it a little bit and then take it away again. I don't know. That'd almost be worth it. 22 is nice. 22 on a nice hot day. What's that head pressure? On an older unit, still 240, 250 maybe. If it's dirty, 300. I've seen a few R22 units that were running 300. They were not good. They were not in good condition, and they did not cool well. If you see an R22 unit, and I'll tell you what, I read a book one time that talks about R22 during design conditions. I don't know what that is. It's between 95 degrees, and then sometimes it's like 78 inside. And they said you should see a pressure of about 225 over 69. That's what the book said. The book was written in 1989, so it's lower SEER equipment. 225 over 69. So it gives you a rough idea what pressures you were running. For 410A, I mean, that translates to what? Almost 400 and then 120 or so. Somewhere in the 120 range. So to encapsulate this, every time we get a new refrigerant, it's more pressure and more likely to explode. More likely to explode. That's right. That's right, Brandon. You dirty mouth joker. That's exactly right. 69. That's right. We get it. We get it. It's a 69. It's a dirty thing. But you know what? I'd love to have 22. I think 22 would be just fine. I don't know, guys. If the stuff doesn't leak, if the stuff they make wouldn't leak, and they'd be put under pressure to have a system that didn't leak over a system that was more efficient. Like if a system's reliability was better or maximized instead of its efficiency, then you'd have less leaks. So even though you used more energy, you'd have less refrigerant in the air. So which one of those is better? I don't know. You guys tell me. EPA says, bring John Israel on your show just like the good old days. EPA, I haven't seen you since the good old days. You been in hiding or something? I mean, I think you're stuck in a time machine, bro. Steve Dolmansky says, I had to condemn 2 R22 systems today. They're still out there. The 22-year-old 22-year-old Ream system from the beginning of the chat, that was probably R22. That puts us around 2001. It could be 410A, but that would be like a pioneer of 410A. I don't know, guys. I don't know. All I know is I wish 22 would come back. And I just want to jump on here because sitting in here, I wanted to go over these new things that showed up so you guys know they exist. And we'll probably give them away at some point. Chris Forsyth says, Santa is back. That's right. It must be that time of year. Steve Domansky says, one of them was grounded and the other was locked up. So the two systems had two different issues. Before long, we're going to have only digital gauges for the various refrigerants we're going to be running into. Yeah, I like the fact that the gauges, you can put them on anything. There's not really any worry that I've seen that you can't switch them from, so that's a good thing. Raw, I think you can probably keep one set or two sets, one backup and one regular set would probably be just fine. So that's a good thing. Even with the new refrigerants, I don't know that you'd have to switch gauges unless there's something I'm missing. Steve Domansky says R11. R11's old school, man. That'll suck your ozone right off your planet. Right there. Old R11, was it 502? R11. There's some other stinkers out there, and I can't remember all of them. R12, obviously, as it goes back in time. But we had to change with the times, right? You got to do something new. You got to change up. You got to change how you look at things, I guess. Or you can just leave the trade and do something else. You do one of those two things. Evolve or be left behind. Probes for life. That's what he says. Probes for life. Okay, guys. I'm not going to take up too much of your time here. I hope you enjoyed a little short conversation. If I can, I'll pop in here maybe tomorrow. I'd like to start taking the calls again. It's not set up, but I can set it up again because it's ready to go. And I think taking calls will be a lot of fun. You guys that are out there working, maybe in between calls, you want to call in or something like that, just put down the chat or the comments afterwards if that's something you want to do. I'd love to start doing that again, start talking with you guys, because I think that's the, what they say, there's nothing new under the sun. The Bible. Again, the Bible's back. Ecclesiastes, that Solomon was wise. There's nothing new under the sun. Therefore, the only thing different that we could cover besides what everyone else talks about is the people. So you guys are the people, so I want to talk to you guys. We don't need to go over how the slope of drain is done. Do we really need to do that? Do we not have 50 other people doing that? So we don't need that. Just want to talk to you guys. So if that's something you're game for, put a like on this video and put a comment down below. All right, I'm going to get back to work, guys. I got some more stuff to do, and glad to have you guys stop by with me, and I hope to see you tomorrow. So tune in, and I'll see you all in the next one.